Yeah, I saw the replay. I look really soft. Yeah, I think just staying calm. It was a huge swing there. I think especially when Kelsey was able, or Lexi kind of bobbled the pass and got an and one, missed the free throw and we came up with it, and then Kelsey scored. I think that definitely gave us some confidence and allowed us to kind of settle in and finish out the game. But I think just figuring out a way to kind of play with the lead a little bit better. We've kind of struggled with that this year, and I think at times we get a little stagnant and don't play with the same pace that we played with, especially in the first half. Like, we scored 18 and 14 in the second half, and in those two quarters, I thought like it wasn't our best offense. Like, it just felt very kind of But I'm proud of us. Like, I thought our defense was really good. So just don't get stagnant and find a way to continue to push it and extend the lead out rather than just letting them hang around. Yeah, I saw the replay. I look really soft. It wasn't that bad at the time, but it hurt. So sometimes you just need a second to give yourself a second. If you ever sprain your ankle, it just kind of stings for a little bit. So I was good. They're like, "You want to go in the back?" I'm like, "No, please, just tape right here. Let's go. We gotta keep going. Get on with the game." But I've done it a few times, so it is what it is. You're not a real basketball player if you haven't sprained your ankles a bunch. That's when you know.
Yeah. Caitlin, do you feel like playing in these big arenas does it give you all an advantage because you're playing in these big arenas most every night versus the team like Atlanta? It's their second time in the season playing in a big arena like this.
I don't think it gives us an advantage. I think we're used to it. I mean, I think if anything, it probably gives them a little fire. It's like, this is our home crowd. This is our home stadium. Like, you want to defend your home court. That's how we feel when we're at home in front of, however many, 17,000, whatever it is that we hold in our stadium. But I don't think any crowd intimidates us. And honestly, like, you can tell they're just there for good basketball. They're almost cheering for both teams, it feels like. They're all standing up there at the end. So it's like still a very intense basketball environment. But I think, we've gotten experience in those environments, and you can tell, like Christie said, like, we're only getting better and better. It's just continuing to play well for the entire game.
Question for Caitlin. Obviously it's easy to get caught up in all that you've accomplished, obviously as a college player and a pro already, but what do you think about in terms of just the impact you want to leave on the game long term, if you're even thinking about that at this point?
That's a tough question. I mean, I feel like I'm only 22 years old, but I act like I'm 10, so I don't know. I feel like I'm just a kid that plays basketball and has a lot of fun, and for me, like, coming into these arenas and these environments, like, I look around and it's incredible. Like, it really is. Like, I don't show up and expect, like, these crowds. Like, sure, like, maybe you've gotten a little bit used to it, but for me, like, that's not anything that ever gets old. It really is something that's really cool, like, especially as a young girl who grew up going to games. And, as a young girl, if I would have came to a game in a building like this and seen this type of crowd, I think I would have been kind of in heaven. So for myself, I think it makes me really happy. It makes me smile. It gives me a lot of joy to just see the impact that I've been able to have, my teammates have been able to have, women's basketball players all across the country have been able to have, and I hope it continues to grow, because I feel like this league is really just, scratching the surface. There's so much that can continue to improve and continue to get better, and I hope I'm a part of that going forward, and just being an advocate for every single person in this league, and keep pushing this thing forward and enjoying it all at the same time and having a lot of fun.
Go third row on the left.
Caitlin, I want to ask you, obviously the first half of the season wrapped up, your rookie season. What are some things that you learned about yourself that you've taken over now into the second half of the season?
I think I understand the game a little bit better. Like, it is a lot different than college, and I think also for myself, being able to get to know my teammates and understand how they play, and them to understand how I play. Like, that's a big adjustment coming in here, and I think once we've been able to figure that out, you can really start us to see us play better with one another and play off one another a little bit better. Our chemistry has improved. So I think all of that combined is just learning from game to game, continue to improve in certain areas, little areas, and I think for myself, like, I'm really excited because I feel like there's so many areas for me to continue to get better, and that's exciting as a player. Is just like, you want to get in the gym and work on those things, and You know, I love being in the gym. Every single person on this team does, and we all feel like we can continue to get better in a lot of ways. And this team's young, has a lot of young talent, and I feel like we're just starting to put it together a little bit. So, you know, hopefully that continues to come along.